we've done a bit of AI learning. We've been on that masterclass workshop up in ASCO. And then you came back and that was the first project we started doing. So, we're trying to create this organization with various different AI employees. We said, well, let's attack. I think it's your idea, Stu. Let's go and just go everywhere. Where's the biggest problem we have? And let's work on that one first. Where's going to add actually value? And that's where you and Zen started having a crack at it.
From our point of view, it was one process we was looking at was the order loading process. So we receive these emails in the same format every time from our customer. Some of these emails you can see quite extensive. They have all the information that Molly would need to use to enter into our ERP system.
Is Molly the person that done it originally?
Yeah, Molly, the current person.
So she'd have to sort of copy and paste that kind of.
Yeah, so she would have to cipher through, obviously find all the relevant, like not all this information is actually relevant to our ERP system. So what I've been doing, the first step of creating that AI Molly, is actually pulling the information that is required out of this actual email. So I've created pull that across. So it's basically an AI workflow, which when a new email is arrived into the inbox, it uses a custom ChatGPT prompt, which is the key with any sort of AI workflow is the prompt. So a big thing is sort of prompt engineering. So you have to make sure that your prompt is extensive. You're giving the AI all the information that is required for it to actually work in the first place. So you can see that this is quite extensive. I give it a format, I give it everything it needs to actually pull out the relevant information. So what I'll do then is automatically, when a new email is received into my inbox, as you can see, those are the emails. So what it'll actually do is...
Is that an attachment or that's
actually the email format. So you can see it's quite an awkward format to pull in the information out of as well. So when that automatically comes in, you can see that the purchase order is 695. This automatically runs. So after the ChatGPT prompt, it posts a message in the chat. So that'll let Molly know that a new order has been received. So new Amazon order, the purchase order information and the order date. That's done automatically. And then also it creates a new row in an Excel spreadsheet with all the information from that order. So you can see, and this is all the relevant data that Molly would need before going into the ERP system. So you can see that was 695 there is that purchase order. And that actually runs fully autonomous. So as soon as the email comes in, I don't need to do anything. It's literally triggered by receiving the email in the inbox. So the next step from this, so this is the first step. So it cleaning the data. So you can see that email is not a very nice format. But when you come into some sort of structured Excel spreadsheet, the data is nice and clean. Yeah. So the next step now, working with Stu, Zen, is to get this automatically loaded into our ERP system. So you can literally, as soon as the email comes in, it just automatically gets loaded onto our system and ready to go. Yeah. So that's one sort of form of generative AI, is integrating it in some sort of Power Automate workflow. I just want to quickly, I know you push time.
That's good.
So one other thing I've been working on in regards to AI is a Windows format, which is another sort of application in terms of AI. And AI has literally wrote this whole code for me, which creates this form. And this is in relation to our ultrasonic range, so our Rotel LM, which is the new product, and the older version for large tanks. So what actually this does is Alex, anytime we receive a new job order, usually in quantities of 50, Alex has to spend an hour, 2 hours of his time generating serial numbers and channels for that order. So you've got the job number and the quantity. And then Alex will have to go into our FTP server and our BBOT server and create all them channels manually. So when we run this app now, this is to be used in production. create quantity of 5. But usually these are 50, so Alex will have to do 50 at a time, which is sort of an hour, 2 hours of work. Then you got these radio buttons to terminate this, and then generate channels. So this all automatically runs them. So you got the generation of the text files on the FTP server, which I'll pull this across and then refresh. You can see that all them text files have been generated, and then you got resources created successfully. So that means that on our BBox server, so what Alex would have had to done, you would have had to come in here, say you got a quantity of 50, you'd have to go to edit channel, and you have to manually, you could scroll down to the bottom and literally click add resource, type in the serial number, and do that 50 times. So that's for every job that the job holder received. But you can see now that has automatically created the channels on both servers, and you'd have to do that. So that's on the debug server. So you'd have to do that as well. So that's the debug server. You'd have to do that as well on SmartHub. But that automatically does it on both channels with triple rubber.
Very good.
Yeah, it was a recent thing we've been.
First time I've seen, obviously, that's for me. So
Yeah, so that'll be used by you guys in production, where they'll just sort of job number in and the quantity. And it just does all the work for you, and saves Alex the painful job of going through and manually doing that. So yeah, that's another sort of use case of sort of Gen AI, because I'm not sort of expert in coding, but it's literally using ChatGPT.